Boom, what's going on, everyone? For today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to get some deep, thick abs. So in order to see your abs, to reveal your abs, you need to be in a low body fat range. Everyone has abs, okay? Everyone has abs. You don't need to exercise for them. You just need to be in a low body fat range in order to see your abs, right? So that's the number one thing. So how do you decrease your body fat in order to reveal your abs? You need to go in a calorie deficit. Once you are in a calorie deficit, your body has no choice but to lose fat or to eliminate fat from within, because the body cannot maintain such thing. So as a consequence, or as a result, your body will start decreasing fat over time, right? Number two is to prioritize healthy eating, right? So your diet and nutrition plays a huge role, probably more than anything else when it comes to abs, right? Your diet and nutrition. How healthy are you eating, and what types of foods are you going for? The quality aspect, the food aspect, and whether if you are eating foods that agree with your guts or not, right? So what I mean by that is that the healthier you eat, the better looking physique you'll have, and it will be much harder to become overweight on a healthy diet. Whereas if you're eating poorly all the time, if you're eating junk food all the time, that will cause irritation to your gut and to your body, causing the body to be inflamed, therefore making your physique look washed out and ugly. You ever notice that if you were to eat poorly, you'll look kind of like groggy and kind of run down? Whereas if you were to eat healthy, you look more vibrant, outgoing, uplifted, and just sexier. So with that being said, if you were to eat healthier and stay in a calorie deficit, those are the two main things that you need in order to have abs, a nice looking abs, right? Those are the two fundamental things when it comes to ab development, right? So that is that. So when it comes to your diet and nutrition, I highly recommend eating foods that are very nutritious for the human body, such as the vegetables, fruits, and healthy sources of fats, protein, and carbs. You want to try avoid as much as possible junk foods, sugary beverages such as sodas, and things that is not beneficial for us humans to consume on a daily basis. Like I just mentioned, what I just mentioned, the sodas, the chips, the candies, and the junk food overall, right? And then you guys could focus on the ab training, the abs training part, the abs exercising aspect. When it comes to when it comes to training for your abs, you don't have to do a lot per se. I highly recommend doing stomach vacuums, because that will make your stomach tight and small, and no one wants a bulging stomach, right? Well, if you're in a calorie deficit and if you have a low body fat in the first place, you don't have a bulging stomach. You don't really hold fat around your stomach if you're super shredded. But it's always better, right, to have a tighter stomach. So by performing stomach vacuums, and I have a blog post and I'll link it down below on how to do stomach vacuums and the science behind it. But basically, the stomach vacuums will train your abdominal walls to be intact, to stay together without bulging and stuff like that. Because sometimes when we breathe or just stay, normal, our stomach tends to stand a little bit and whatnot. So, or if you're just walking, your stomach isn't at flex majority of the time. So if you want that flex look, if you want those abs to really pop, you need to have a tight stomach. And then, right, you could go about actual ab training, doing like leg raises, crunches, bicycle kicks, so on and so forth. The dragonflies, I like the dragonflies. I like bicycle kicks. Basically, the normal ab circuits or ab training exercising protocols will do the job. You don't need to train your abs much, in my opinion. Maybe 2 to 3 times a week. But essentially, you just want to train your abs to the point where you are satisfied of how thick they are and how dense they are, right? By training them, by working them out, right? The dieting practice or the dieting protocol, staying in calorie deficit and eating healthily, won't create or develop thick, dense abs that will come from the actual training aspect. So if you just want nice looking abs in the first place, you just need to be in a calorie deficit, be in a low body fat range, and eat healthily. But if you're wanting those deep, thick abs like what I have, right, you need to train your abs quite frequently. I used to train my abs every single day for like a year straight, or maybe 2 years straight, and that's because I wanted some nice abs. But over time, they got blockier, they got thicker, and they kind of bulge out a little bit more than usual, right? And some people like it, some people don't. Some people like that deep, thick, you know, dense muscle look in their abs, whereas some people just want those contours. They just want to see the V-line and some abs, maybe like a 4-pack, or maybe not a 3-pack, maybe a 4-pack or 6-pack, right? And that's it. I mean, and that's it. So, you know, if you want a 6-pack, that is very hard, because you need to get your top abs, your middle abs, and your lower abs, and that will ultimately come from your diet and your nutrition aspect. And yeah, so the V-line will come from automatic diet and calorie deficit. But if you want those deep ab, you know, canals or deep valleys within your abs, then you need to train your abs quite frequently. And do not go in a calorie surplus, because if you were to enter a calorie surplus, you will gain fat, and that will ultimately cover up your abdominal muscle definition, which we don't want, right? And then let's get into the dehydration part, the water manipulation. So when it comes to your physique overall, water plays a role. So the carb intake plays a role, and the hydration aspect plays a role when it comes to your physique. So if you want to look shredded and dry to the bone, you people need to manipulate your water within. And to do this, you people need to go about like a diuretic, or go in a sauna, hot shower, hot bath, or you could drink a shitload of water and piss it out, or something to that nature, you know what I mean? And everyone does this. Not everyone, let me take that back. Bodybuilders do this, photo shoot people like models will do this, and it's not a good thing to do per se. It could be quite scary and dangerous, because if you have a problem with your heart, or if you have an underlying condition, and by dehydrating yourself, that could cause major health issues, and we don't want to run into those. So this is what I do. This is my protocol to look shredded and dry to the bone. I drink a shitload of coffee. Coffee itself is a diuretic. You'll piss out your brains if you drink a shitload of coffee on a daily basis, right? So when I go take a shit and take a piss every fucking 10 minutes or so, my body has got rid of all of its water and vitamins and minerals and nutrients, which is quite unhealthy. But if the goal is to look shredded to the bone, dry to the bone, and aesthetic as possible, you need to remove the underlying water that your skin or body is holding. So by using, like I said, a diuretic, using coffee, or whatever the case might be, you will achieve that shredded to the bone look. And it's not fun or enjoyable to go about, because when you are dehydrated, or once you become dehydrated, your mental state will be affected, your performance, and overall it is unhealthy for the body to be in that state for a prolonged time. So you don't want to be shredded to the bone, you know, 24/7, you know. So I'll prioritize like my shredded to the bone look, you know, in the afternoon all the way to the evening, and then once before bed, right before bed, I'll start eating more, and I'll tend to be bloated, you know, after dinner and after dessert. But once I wake up and start getting my coffee in, then I'll start achieving that look again, and the cycle will continue. But that's it, people. That's it. Pretty much a simple thing to go about. It's not rocket science, but it does require you as an individual to understand diet and nutrition, calories, and your body. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you don't understand your body, then, you know, going about bodybuilding and things of that nature is going to be very difficult for you. So thanks for watching. Leave me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video, and if you learned something, leave a comment down below and subscribe for more.